let's jump into today's video. Today's video is about feelings, right? I wanted to talk to you guys today about feelings because I feel like feelings can lead you astray sometimes. Feelings are a good guide to understanding how something is causing you to react. That's the best way that I could put it. Now, I could have easily looked that up in a dictionary or whatever, but I'm not going to do that. That's the best way that I could describe it. Or, just in case so I don't get dragged, I'm going to look it up anyway. So, I'm typing here on my phone, what are feelings? What are feelings? Feeling, okay. See, that's why I didn't want to look it up. I didn't want to look it up because now it's led me down a rabbit hole. Alright, so I got this article that says, what are feelings and why do they matter? The term feelings can refer to physical or emotional experiences. The sensation of pain, warmth, or cold describe physical phenomena. Sensations like comfort, fear, anxiousness, and happiness describe something we experience psychologically and emotionally. Right, so that told me nothing. I don't know if you know what that meant, but that told me nothing. So let me look for one more. What are feelings? Feelings allow us to experience an endless array of emotions. They are what gives us the ability to experience the joys and sorrows that life and all its ups and downs bring to us. They also help us develop and navigate our way through relationships, make important life choices, and identify our responses to events. See, and you know what's funny? This article actually has a paragraph in it about why feelings can cause trouble, which is why I wanted to talk to you guys today. Feelings are very powerful, more powerful than most of us realize. One way or another, our feelings will fight to be expressed. They usually win, they get expressed. Sometimes their expression is healthy, and sometimes their expression is unhealthy, even damaging. Sometimes, people will say things such as, I felt like this, I feel like this. Now, I don't know where exactly I read this from, and I'm no expert, so that's the disclaimer right there before you try to come for me. Your feelings, right, are not always the best compass for you to make your decisions. Sometimes your feelings can be very illogical, irrational, impulsive. I think that sometimes people need to understand this. Because in my life, people have said, oh, well, it must be nice to be so perfect, or it must be nice to be this, and that, or since you're so positive and you got everything figured out. Hold the phone. I can be, if I wanted to be, a very pessimistic person. I am one of those people that if you get burned by something on the stove, I'm not going to touch that same thing on the stove. Because a lot of people will touch something hot, right? And then they'll see that person get burned, and here they go. Well, they touched it at this angle, so I'm going to touch it like this. Or I think it cooled down by now, so what I'm going to do this, and then they burn themselves anyway. I'm not one of those people. You burn yourself, I'm good. My lesson is learned, I'm good. Now, the pros and cons to that is that in life you have to have your own experiences. You will indeed have to get burned so that you can learn on your own what's hot and what's not hot. But if you find yourself burning yourself in the same spot, in the same way, in the same manner, using the same stove, then perhaps, now it's time to get off of that loop that you might be stuck on. Some people just don't learn. And that's why I say feelings might not always be a good way to decide what's best for you. From my own personal experiences, disclaimer, is that you have to really, you see that? I'm doing it again. You have to sit down, okay? You have to sit down. You have to put your phone away. And you have to think about what you're saying and what you're going to say and what you're going to do before you do it. All that, I don't sugarcoat and I'm going to do what I want to do. And this is how I feel and how I feel. And this is old, is dead. You have to think before you destroy, a relationship, before you cause irreversible damage to a friendship or a relationship, or to any person that you might not even know, and act out of character and do something that you can't take back. I'm shaking my head because, it's not easy for me to have this conversation because I'm somebody that's ruled by my feelings, by nature. So when people tell me that I don't understand what it feels like to be very passionate about something, I don't think people really know where I've been, and that's okay. I'm a very private person. Some people like to say secretive. I don't think it's secretive to not want people to know every single piece of information about you. I'm telling you to tell you this, that your feelings can and will and have probably already led you astray. Seek some advice from people that you trust. Don't seek advice from people who are standoffish with you. And what I mean by that is that there's some people that when you become angry or you become sad, you're hard to deal with for some people. And so to expedite that process of getting off the phone with you or ending the discussion, they may just agree with you because you may be someone who doesn't know how to take a difference in opinion the right way. So if you're that person and someone says, hey, don't touch a stove, and you say, well, the reason why I feel like I will be fine touching the stove, then that person might say, okay, well, if you feel like that's what's best for you. Now, if you feel like that's what's best for you, it's not a bad statement because you don't want to be codependent by trying to solve someone else's problems or their issues. However, sometimes you do have to have that friend that says no, like, don't touch that damn stove. Okay, you need that friend sometimes because you can't always have everyone being nonchalant or passive aggressive. And I think sometimes it's hard for me to formulate friendships with people because I'll tell you from a good place, but I'll also let you make your own decisions. I know when to back up so that you can experience some of the experiences that you're going to have to experience nonetheless, with or without me, because this is your life and this is your path that you're on, and we're different people. However, if I touch that stove and that stove is hot, I will share that information with you. I will say, hey, well, I did touch that stove and it's hot. I can't just let you touch the stove and I touched it already and it burned me. So I try to share from that place, but I also don't intervene. I don't meddle in people's life affairs, and I think it's important for people not to do so. Meddle in people's life tasks, actually. Life tasks are things that are assigned to people for them to do and accomplish and to figure out on their own. So for example, right now, like for me, I'm on a quest in my life, a personal thing that's been going on inside of me, and I don't feel like I have anyone to really talk to help me to put those feelings in a good place or to understand them. And that's because I think that it's my job to figure out those feelings. I think that I already know what might be best for me to do or what I should do, but I think that I don't want to do it for many of reasons, because doing so would make me feel very selfish. Doing so would make me feel like there's something wrong with me because society says that I should and have to and need to do this. But something, as of lately, for months now, maybe a year, is saying that this is what you should and need to do. So I haven't talked to anyone about any of those things as of yet. I'm still trying to figure out, if I do talk to someone, who should I talk to? Because I want to make the right decision. And a lot of times, as far as like meddling in people's life tasks go, sometimes when people share certain information with you, you might give them an answer out of fear or out of protection or out of worry or out of spite without realization, with resentment, without good intention. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. I share that with you because sometimes my approach to the people that I love and care about can come across as very nonchalant. It's not a do this or don't do this type of thing. And sometimes people come to me and they want the answer. You tell me, what do you think I should do? And I can't make that decision for you. If I say don't do this or do this and it backfires, you are the one that's going to get shot. They're going to come to you and they're going to be like, you told me to do this. It's not going to be, you told me to do this, and I know that is the best advice that you could give at the time. However, it didn't work for me. It don't normally work out like that. And I don't got the time, because if it backfire, you come for me, I'm gonna come for you because you asked me. So, and that's that. So, and again, you're not disassociating yourself with the situation because you're copping out from responsibility or accountability if it doesn't go right. You're backing out of it because you have to allow people to see how hot certain things are to them. What might burn you might not burn someone else. And the last thing that I'd like to do is to meddle in someone's life task and help them to make a decision that's not well informed, that might be based off of my psychology and my emotions, and they miss out on something that might be great for them, that might, be good for them in the long run. So how do you navigate this with like your spouse or loved ones or people you care about, when selfishly the decision that they might want to make, rightfully so, doesn't suit you best? Well, if you really care about that person, you take a step back and you evaluate the reasons behind why they want to make the decision that they want to make. You ask them for you guys to be able to talk about it, because there are people who will go out there and just make decisions on their own all willy-nilly, and that could be hurtful too, because if you're a team and you're a partnership, which you come to be in relationships or interpersonal relationships, whether you like it or not, this is what it is. So you sit down and you talk, and you listen to what the person has to say, and you understand that at the end of the day, even with the best advice being given, that you have to respect their decision. You may not understand it, but you have to understand that this is an individual and people are complex, and you have to respect that. I try to break that down the best that I could, because I think that it's important going forward, if you're going to continue on this journey with me on my channel, to know that. So the key takeaway for today: understand that you are you. You are you when you're going out there to seek advice. The advice, talking to someone and venting to someone may feel good at the moment, but inevitably you are left with the decision, because it's your life. You have to make the decision. Just keep in mind that your feelings, when you feel them, have a seat, okay? Get you, a pillow, your phone, a journal, diary, paper, whatever, something. Have a seat, get comfortable, take some time out to process what it is, and think. That was all that I have for you guys today. If you liked what we talked about here today, then please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next time. And this was J Bear, the Venting Bear, and I'm out.